In the vast open plains of South Africa's Sabi Sands Game Reserve, a kingdom built on blood, strength, and dominance emerges. Among the most fearsome coalitions of lions ever known, the Mapogo, one name stands out as a legend of brutality and power called Mr. T, or Satan. The Sabi Sands is not just a game reserve, it is an unforgiving battlefield. Here, life teeters on a knife's edge, where every predator fights to carve their place in the harsh cycle of survival. For the lions, the fight for dominance is not just about territory, it's about legacy. And among these big cats, the Mapogo Coalition was unrivaled. The Mapogo consisted of 6 brothers, bonded by blood and ambition. Together, they revolutionized lion behavior. Normally, coalitions are made up of 2 to 4 males, but these 6 worked like an army, using their combined strength to overthrow territories, kill rival males, and lay waste to cubs fathered by others. At the center of this blood-stained reign was Mr. T, nicknamed for his mohawk-like mane, reminiscent of the actor's hairstyle. Mr. T was more than just a lion. He was a symbol of unrelenting ferocity. Some called him Satan due to his ruthless ways, but others saw him as a lion fulfilling his natural role as a ruler who knew no mercy. Mr. T was born in the late 90s. Mr. T and his brothers were raised in the northern parts of Sabi Sands. From a young age, Mr. T stood out, not because of his size but because of his attitude. Even as a cub, he displayed aggression and determination, often dominating his siblings during mock fights. When Mr. T and his brothers reached maturity, they were driven out of their pride by the resident males. As is tradition for young lions, this exile forged them into a deadly unit. They roamed the reserve as nomads, honing their hunting skills, stealing kills, and testing their strength against hyenas and other predators. It was during these formative years that Mr. T began to develop his fearsome reputation. He was known for targeting scavengers with brutal precision, often delivering fatal blows to hyenas and jackals that dared approach him. In the early 2000s, the brothers regrouped in the heart of Sabi Sands. They saw an opportunity to seize control of the area, which was then ruled by smaller, fragmented coalitions. One by one, the Mapogo brothers launched attacks on rival males, killing them and their cubs to erase their bloodlines. Then, at the helm of these invasions was Mr. T. Despite being the youngest of the group, his bloodlust set the tone for their campaigns. He became infamous for killing cubs with chilling efficiency, ensuring no rival genetics remained in their domain. Although the Mapogo Coalition operated as a team, leadership within the group was fiercely contested. The eldest brother, Makulu, was initially the leader. He was the largest and most experienced, and the brothers respected his authority. However, Mr. T had other ideas. He wanted to rule, not just the coalition but the entire reserve. This power struggle led to tensions between Mr. T and Makulu. On several occasions, the 2 lions were observed fighting, with neither willing to back down. The coalition began to split into factions, with Mr. T and his closest ally, Kinky Tail, forming their own unit. After leaving the main coalition, Mr. T and Kinky Tail moved eastward, claiming new territories. Together, they were unstoppable. Known as the Deadly Duo, they patrolled their land like sentinels, killing any male that dared challenge them. One of the most notable incidents occurred when a rival coalition of 5 young males, the Majingalen, encroached on their territory. Mr. T and Kinky Tail ambushed one of the young lions, brutally killing him and leaving his body as a warning. However, this act of defiance only fueled the Majingalen's resolve. In a shocking twist of fate, the Majingalen returned with a vengeance. One evening, while patrolling, Kinky Tail found himself surrounded by the 4 remaining Majingalen males. Despite his immense strength, the numbers were overwhelming. Mr. T arrived too late to save his brother. Witnesses recall Mr. T attempting to fight, but even he recognized the odds were against him. Kinky Tail's death marked a turning point. For the first time, Mr. T was alone, yet rather than retreating, he doubled down on his aggression. He returned to his brothers in the south, bringing with him the scars and fury of his recent loss. As Mr. T aged, his dominance began to wane. Younger, stronger coalitions rose to power, threatening the remnants of the Mapogo. Mr. T fought valiantly, but the years of battle had taken their toll. His mane was now tinged with gray, his movement slower, his body covered in the marks of countless fights. In his final days, a coalition known as the Selati Males challenged him. The battle was brutal, with Mr. T holding his ground against multiple attackers. However, even a lion as fierce as Mr. T could not escape the inevitability of time. Exhausted and wounded, he fell to his enemies. Mr. T's death marked the end of an era, but his story continues to be told. He was a lion who embodied the raw, untamed power of the wild. His reign as part of the Mapogo Coalition redefined what it meant to be a dominant male lion, inspiring awe and fear in equal measure. Today, his legacy lives on in documentaries, photographs, and the memories of those who witnessed his reign. Mr. T was not just a lion, he was a force of nature, a symbol of the brutal beauty of the animal kingdom. This was Mr. T's story. If you like it, please raise the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you have a recommend for the upcoming video, or have a video idea, tell me in the comments down below. See you in the next video. Peace.